Hello students, this is Priyanka Bagchi from SVM Sinidih, and I'm here with you today with the third chapter of the book Honeycomb of class 7. The name of the chapter is Gopal and the Hilsa fish. Introduction to the story. This story is adapted from the comic book based on the stories and incidents of Raja Krishna Chandra Roy of Krishnanagar and his courtier and jester Gopal Bhar. So, what is the meaning of the term jester? Okay, and this word Bhar. So, the meaning of the word jester is a professional court joker at a medieval court. So the word medieval again came, and the word medieval means relating to the middle age, middle period. Okay, so a professional court joker at a medieval court who habitually played the fool. So this is the English word, and Bhar is the Bengali word of the word jester. So this is the story of these two persons, Krishna Chandra Roy and his jester Gopal Bhar. And coming to the objectives, to enable students to understand what a comic book is. Comic book, you all must know what it is. You must love to read comic books. The next is to make students understand story through pictures. This is the quality of comic books, that they present the story through pictures. Here you can see the example of a comic book. And the next is to enable students to enjoy learning. This is a very general objective of any story. And to enable students to know about Hilsa fish, Gopal Bhar and Raja Krishna Chandra Roy. These three things I have to tell you in brief, like what Hilsa fish is, who was Gopal Bhar and who was Raja Krishna Chandra Roy. Before we start the chapter, I will discuss these three things with you. Coming to the next page, the main characters. The main characters are the king, Raja Krishna Chandra Roy. Raja Krishna Chandra Roy was the king of Krishnanagar, Nadia, which is in West Bengal. Gopal, the jester in court of the king, or well known as Gopal Bhar. Gopal's wife, the courtiers, villagers and fishmongers. Villagers, you must know. Fishmongers are the people who sell fishes or seafood. This is the chapter. The whole chapter is given here. You will go through the original chapter also. The exercise. Vocabulary. You have to learn. All these word meanings you have to learn. It is for your convenience to go through the meaning of the words. Now coming to the introduction. Before we start, as I told you that before we start the story, I will discuss with you few important things about the characters, like Hilsa fish, Raja Krishna Chandra Roy and Gopal Bhar. Let me tell you first about Hilsa fish, that it is also known as Ilish or Elisha or Hilsa. It is also known as the king or somewhere queen of fish. It is a very popular and sought after food fish in the Indian subcontinent, and it is very costly also, and its cost runs between 1000 to 2000 rupees, and it differs from places to places. Now, the background of the story. The background of the story is the medieval Bengal. As I have already said, what medieval, the term medieval means the middle age, the middle era. About the main two characters of the story, Raja Krishna Chandra Roy and Gopal Bhar, some say that the characters are authentic while others claim them as fictitious. So here I would show you this picture. Okay, this picture, it is actually original statue. If you get the chance to go to Nadia, to Krishnanagar, you will be able to see this statue of Gopal Bhar. This is the original statue of Gopal Bhar. So through this, we can say that there is authenticity about the existence of Gopal Bhar, and when Gopal Bhar existed, so we can presume that Raja Krishna Chandra Roy also existed. So these are the examples of authenticity of their existence. Whatever it may be, but the pair of Raja Krishna Chandra Roy and Gopal Bhar was very much similar to the pair of Akbar and his courtier Birbal. Here also I have given a picture of Akbar and Birbal, and you all must know about the wisdom and intelligence of Birbal. You must have heard so many stories about Birbal's intelligence and wisdom. The period of Raja Krishna Chandra Roy is given here. This is the period between 1710 and 1783. This was considered as the 18th century. Okay, the Krishnanagar I have mentioned here, Nadia district, West Bengal. Okay, like Akbar considered Birbal as one of the Navaratna of his court, Raja Krishna Chandra Roy also considered Gopal Bhar as one of the Navaratna of his court. Gopal was very intelligent and keen on his ideas, and at the same time he used to give joy to others by laughter and ridicule. So these were the few things which I wanted to discuss with you about these characters. You can see that I have divided the whole story into these few points. These 16 points. I have divided the whole story, and today I will discuss with you these 6 points. Okay, so the first point is, it was the season of Hilsa fish. What does it mean? Season of Hilsa fish means to say the monsoon season. Here in the Indian subcontinent, it is the monsoon season which is considered as the season of Hilsa fish. So it was the monsoon season, and that's why it is said that it was the season of Hilsa fish. So everywhere the production of Hilsa fish might be in that year was huge. That's why it is said that it was the season of Hilsa fish. The second point is, everyone in the village talk only about Hilsa fish. Okay, so this was the situation because it was the season of Hilsa fish. The production of Hilsa fish was huge in that year, probably. That's why everyone was talking only and only about Hilsa fish. So it's a very natural phenomenon that when you have something in huge amount, you will talk only and only about them also. So that was the situation, that everyone in the village of Krishnanagar, everyone was talking only and only about Hilsa fish, whether they were the house owners, whether they were the villagers, the street walkers, the people, the fish sellers, the fishmongers, the ladies, the men, everywhere, everyone was talking only and only about Hilsa fish, about the taste of Hilsa fish, about the huge production of Hilsa fish that year, about the cost of Hilsa fish. They were talking only and only about Hilsa fish. The third point, the courtiers too talk about the same thing. So to some extent, it was very peculiar that in the court of Raja Krishna Chandra Roy, the courtiers were also talking only and only about Hilsa fish. So it is very peculiar kind of a situation that the courtiers, they supposed to talk about their royal matters, about their royal affairs. They should think about the well-being of the country, the kingdom. Rather, they were also talking about Hilsa fish. So the fourth point is king's wrath and then order in the court. The wrath and order. So the king became very angry. Because of this situation, the king became very angry, and then he ordered, he gave some order in the court. So what that order was? The king was very angry and he stopped the courtiers to talk only and only about Hilsa fish, and then he gave some order in the court. So what that order was? King's challenge to Gopal and Gopal's acceptance of king's challenge. So as for any problem or for any situation to be controlled, the king's only hope was Gopal Bhar. So the king thought about Gopal. He called him in the court and then ordered him. Actually, he gave him a challenge. He threw a challenge to Gopal. And what that challenge was? That challenge was that when everyone in the kingdom was talking only and only about Hilsa fish, and they left their professional affairs, they left their royal affairs, and they left their job, personal job, professional work, and they were talking about Hilsa fish. It was a matter of thinking. Nothing was left to do for them, and it was really a matter of tension. So the king threw the challenge to Gopal that do something, do anything that for a one whole day no one will talk about Hilsa fish. But at the same time, Gopal will have to bring a huge Hilsa fish with him from the market to the palace. This was the challenge, and it was not a matter of joke. That in that period of time when everyone was talking only about Hilsa fish, and this was the challenge from the king to Gopal, that he had to bring a huge Hilsa fish and no one would talk about it. But as we all know that Gopal Bhar was known for his wisdom and intelligence. So very happily and very smoothly Gopal accepted his challenge. So this was the acceptance of king's challenge by Gopal, and this much for today. Next day we will go through the next 5 points. Till then, goodbye students.